Okay, we are here with this stripped down K241 Kohler 10 horse big block. I ended up pulling the orange wire right out of the ignition switch plug because it was just being stubborn and didn't want to come out of there. I think maybe that one's jammed in backwards. And so that's that. I've got to pull the starter off, and I'm not so sure if I'm going to pull the carburetor. I'm probably going to use this fuel pump, points cover, all that. And this one's about ready to pull off. I've also got this one stripped down. It's in serious needness and cleaning. I'm getting all the gunk out of those fins. It was full of like mud wasps and stuff. And I've got the same harness pulled apart down to the ignition switch. And actually that orange wire is in better shape than the one that was on Frank anyway. Check out that shroud, or fix of a shroud. Someday I'm going to use that again because that's pretty cool. All right. Well, I told you that was a pretty customized steering rod. It's twisted, bent, grooved, gouged, all that fun stuff. It kind of swings around the oil pan, and I still had the clearance. And then because of that, it shortened where it mounts to the tractor. And so I ended up building a big block to space that out, to move the bearing back. So that's how that works. All right, time to do some cleanup and get this new engine mounted. Well, there. After soaking it in degreaser, using a wire wheel on a drill, and then a wire brush, and then soaking it and scraping it and all that crap, I ended up pressure washing it anyway, and I'm so glad I did. There was mud flying out of all kinds of different places. So I'm going to dry this out best I can with a air chuck and let Mother Nature kind of dry the rest of it off. I might hang it from something. My cherry picker's out on loan, and I didn't plan on doing this, so no big deal. We'll figure it out. One thing I did find funny, on both blocks, even though the tins say K241, the castings say K301, which is a 12 horse. They had all the same internals as far as the stroke goes and the connecting rods, but there's a different bore. And apparently it was common for Kohler, if they were to run out of 10 horse blocks, they'd just grab a 12 horse block and bore it to a 10 instead. So that's just kind of fun. Who knows, maybe it is a 12 horse. I don't need to pull the head right now. I don't need to know that bad. And here we are. We are clear coated. It's nice and smooth. I'm gonna let it sit and dry and cure for a little while longer before I take it off the hook and set it on the frame. I am going to need to address the fact that the other block has a plug in it and this has a pipe nipple and a cap. So I'm not so sure if I should just plan on draining through there from now on. The other block does have a drain on the side, I believe. Maybe I did just do oil changes from the bottom. I don't know. But it's cleaned up. It's clear coated. It's looking great. And that's that. Also, while I wait, I can't use that bolt hole with my special air cleaner. And there's like a, I don't know, an air passage right here that is also kind of open. So I siliconed it shut. I'll probably put one more skim of silicone on it to make sure that's smooth, and it'll be ready to go as well. And as for a gasket on the back of this air cleaner, same thing. I just took some RTV and I wiped it around. It's real thin, but it'll be enough of like a rubbery coat to seal the two surfaces and do just fine. And then it'll have some star washers on the front so those bolts don't come loose.